When we got the door unlocked and went in, we found her halfway out the window, her crap-covered thong on the floor, and birthday boy pale and sweating in the tub after his unwanted birthday surprise. What is the most NSFW thing you have witnessed at a party? I'm so glad you can make it to another one of my chill story times. If we haven't met yet, I'm Andrew, and I'll be narrating today's stories. Before we start the video, why not like the video, subscribe, and ring the bell button so that you don't miss any more NSFW story times with me. Let's not fool around anymore and get into the video. A few of us were sitting in a room smoking up when a drunk guy came running in. He looked at us, pulled his pants down and lit his pubes on fire while shouting bushfire. Saw some guy put a banana in the washing machine, put it on a 40 spin and masturbate whilst watching it. Don't do drugs, kids. My friend's mom ended up blowing a bunch of teens. My girlfriend and I watched two guys duck her best friend in a shower. It was just that kind of party. Dude ran to the bathroom, yelled, "I got a crap." Then pulled his pants down, sat his ass on the toilet, and puked on the floor in front of him. Realizing his mistake, he stood up, faced the toilet to puke, and shat on the floor behind him. Back in high school, a friend had an open house and threw a party. Uncle came to check on us, and we found him smelling a girl's vomit in the bathroom and playing with himself. That's one ducked-up fetish. Partying in the barracks. My room had all the beer in the fridge. I was going down on this girl when I felt a hand on my left shoulder. Briefly paused to look up when my buddy says, "Bro, you're doing a great job." I just needed to grab a beer. I went right back to what I was doing. Friend hired a prostitute for his day party, and she proceeded to bang any guy who wanted it. None of them even knew. They all thought she was some chick who was visiting from Georgia. They still tell the story like she wasn't a prostitute. Road trip to Alabama with my college roommate so he can win his ex's heart back. It was a fun, drunk week party hopping. One frat party we went to was outdoors and we were already wasted before getting there. My roommate and his ex were making out and I told them to get a room. They then vanished into the night and left me alone to talk to this dude from New York who looked just like Christian Bale, or at least according to my drunk brain. I got his number for some reason and went looking for my roommate. Next thing I know, a group of girls are screaming like they found a dead body. Behind the truck was my roommate and his lady going at it doggy style while he was flexing behind her to all of the people now staring at them. They were kicked out, which meant I was also kicked out. I still have Christian Bale's number in my phone. Work friend of a friend, pouring this girl triple jack and cokes all night, then volunteering to take her upstairs and put her to bed. She was visiting and staying over at the house. She could barely stand or talk, so me and two others noped this pretty hard. Told the guy to duck off and got the owner of the house who she was staying with to see that she was alright. The girl was proud that she could fit a 1.25L Coke bottle in her vagina. Everyone was like, "Yeah, cool. That's kind of weird to tell everyone, and everyone carries on." About 3 hours later, everyone is ducked up and the party is getting a bit weird. Some people had taken acid, some had dropped some ma caps, some were smoking weed, standard stuff. This girl is off her face on ma and is adamant about wanting to show everyone how cavernous her vagina is. So she takes her skirt off and readies herself, then proceeds to put a 1.25L Coke bottle halfway inside herself. Everyone was shocked but fascinated. She was so proud. She wasn't so proud the following week at school when everyone called her Cola Candace. Happened at my house. Girl came over, got way too drunk, took off all her clothes, and started masturbating on my stairs and then on the couch, and then back on my stairs. Then she fell down the said stairs. We tried putting her to bed before all this went down. But she kept coming back out, each time with less and less clothes on. Eventually we all just kinda ignored her and let her do her thing. A guy crapped his pants while trying to dance with a girl. He was beyond ducked up and that defined the rest of his stay in Korea. Edit. This is from 2005 to 2006, we were stationed at Camp Casey, then moved to Camp Castle right up the road. We were the main support battalion closest to the north. He wasn't nervous, just couldn't not crap his pants when he got super wasted. At a party in a huge house on the lake that had a second living room upstairs, walking up the stairs, I can hear all this commotion going on. As I enter the room, there is this guy smashing a chick on the couch, doggy style, right there in front of everyone. He was getting high fives from other guys, and people were just standing around watching and cheering. Well, a few years later, I got married and at Thanksgiving dinner with my in-laws when my brother-in-law brought his new girlfriend to meet the family. You guessed it, it was her, the same girl that was getting smashed on the couch. Well, he ended up getting married to this girl, and now every time I see them at a family get-together, all I can see is the image from that night at the lake. A stripper whipping my boss with his own belt. I was 15, and this was a McDonald's staff party. Update, as I have a lot of replies asking for context clarification. The stripper was perfectly normal, not Mayor McCheese or some other nightmarish macaws character. This wasn't a strip club, it was held at an employee's house, as the franchisee forbade us from using the store or hiring an actual venue. Some of the older guys booked her as it had been his birthday recently, and he had just worked. We were all drinking, and as she was a private hire, nobody got itted. Also, you can work at 14 where I live, Australia, and work is exactly what I did. When I was still in college, I was at a sorority party with my then girlfriend. A woman, probably a freshman, was on the floor. Ass up, pants and panties to her ankles, funnel in her ass, and people were pouring shots in her asshole. I was too high, drunk and stupid back then to realize that this could easily have killed her, and I just left the room with my GF. Had this happened today, I definitely would have intervened, but back then I was just like, whoa dude. She lived, so it's all good. At a high school house party back in 2012, this one girl got so cross-faded, drunk and high, and I accidentally walked in on her in the restroom. She was peeing on the floor right next to the toilet. Like, straight up, had her pants and panties around her ankles, hands on her knees, and was just letting loose. She didn't seem embarrassed by me witnessing this, but she said she didn't want to contaminate clean water and that someone might want to drink that. That was one of my more confused boners. Watched a guy lose at beer pong and get mad enough that he turned around and punched the first thing he could land his hand on, which turned out to be a window. In the movies, if you break a window, you don't get hurt. In real life, if you slam your fist through a window, the falling glass cuts you so deep you practically amputate your own hand. There was so much blood that we thought that was what happened. We thought he sliced his hand off. One of the sober partiers rushed him to the hospital, while the rest of us just left because the scene involved so much blood and gore that none of us even wanted to party anymore. He ended up okay. Has a gnarly scar for the rest of his life, but at least he didn't actually lose his hand. We were throwing a house party for one of our roommates that was turning 21. Said birthday boy was wasted fairly early in the night and was placed in the bathtub with the curtain drawn. Their logic was that he could sleep and if he threw up he'd be in the tub. A couple hours later this girl shows up. She was a friend of a friend, 18, maybe 5 foot tall super white girl who just got off her shift at Twin Peaks. As the mostly sober host, I welcomed her and went outside to have a cigarette. Maybe 15 minutes later I return inside to find the tiny white girl on the floor puking into a trash can. Well, that escalated quickly, but not shocking considering her size. The start of the weirdness was that she was conversing with my friend Daniel in fluent Spanish. Oh okay, so she speaks Spanish. A little surprising, but whatever. So between heaves Daniel and I help her to the bathroom to pray to the porcelain god. She wants to shut the bathroom door. I say sure, but not to lock the door so we can get in there if she passes out to make sure she doesn't, die. Of course, as soon as she goes in she locks the door. What we had forgotten was that birthday boy was asleep in the tub. He was awoken by what he described as the worst smelling crap he had ever smelled in his life. Not wanting to let this random girl know he was hiding in the bathtub, he did his best to keep quiet through the gagging. Tiny girl had diarrhea so rank that she decided that she was too embarrassed to face the party. Her solution? Climb out the tiny bathroom window. When we got the door unlocked and went in, we found her halfway out the window, her crap-covered thong on the floor, and birthday boy pale and sweating in the tub after his unwanted birthday surprise. She slept on her side on the couch with a female friend to watch over her. The next morning she claims to not remember a thing and swears she doesn't know a word of Spanish.
Like and subscribe for more funny, interesting, and scary r/ask Reddit videos.